Picture this. You hop off the plane at LAX with a dream and a cardigan.
Where's your cardigan?
Welcome to the land of fame excess, and you wonder, am I gonna fit in? Look to the right and you see the Hollywood sign. This is all so crazy, everyone seems so famous.
Is that Jennifer Lopez?
No! Until you end up on Hollywood Boulevard. Welcome to Los Angeles, the most misunderstood city in America. Welcome to Hollywood. So we're at the best part of town, Hollywood Boulevard, where all dreams come true.
Beautiful.
You know, when you think Hollywood, you think of glitz and glamour and celebrities and the auditioners on American Idol being all excited to go there. Well, here's what happens. You go walking around this busy street and pick up a Dunkin' Donuts.
We're gonna go to Dunkin', the highlight of Hollywood. Dunkin' Donuts.
Then you see Spider-Man.
Oh, let's give you some pictures, guys.
Wait, that's not Spider-Man. He should be fighting crime in New York. Who is this imposter and where am I? Because aside from Spider-Man, we're seeing tons of signs for... you know what? There's a Scientology Christmas parade happening right now. Go on. Let's go. How much do you love Hollywood Boulevard?
It's very pretty. I like the ambiance, the culture, the people, the celebrities. Fit right in.
Tell me how you really feel.
I have nothing but nice things to say.
No, tell me how you really feel again.
What
It's a
celebrities?
pile of dog and stinks and has horrible.
Okay, so there we have it. After spending more than 10 minutes in this part of town, I'm not lying when I say my skin started to crawl. Hollywood Boulevard as a national landmark just has the weirdest and most negative energy that I've experienced. So you know what?
Get out of here.
Get me out of here. Run! Run! I hopped off the plane at LAX with a dream and a cardigan. But wait, I thought LA was like what I see on the Kardashians, where they shake salads in Calabasas and go to fancy dinners on Melrose. So this celebrity house tour won't bring me into their private exclusive neighborhood of Hidden Hills, and it's an hour away from the city? Maybe I'll head over to the Santa Monica Pier. Why is this beach so touristy and dirty and crowded? And then you give up, and after navigating through an overcrowded, unwalkable city, you realize maybe LA is just meant for the movie screens after all. Because, and I'll say this bluntly, LA as a tourist destination kinda sucks. Compared to other major metropolitan areas such as London, New York, Paris, etc., it's extremely underwhelming and overrated. You see, LA is a victim of the classic expectation versus reality phenomenon. What you see on TV and movies is not always what you get in real life. And maybe that's because LA is so complicated because of its massive sprawl. Which brings us to my next point, where LA is barely a city. It's a conglomerate of many cities. So one of my pet peeves is when someone claims to hate LA, you have to ask them, well, which part? Are you talking about LA proper? Are you talking about Santa Monica, West Hollywood, Malibu? But seriously, what other US city has freaking Malibu along PCH? A drive down PCH is always just one to lift my mood. Okay, we'll return to Malibu in just a bit to spew whatever speech I was about to give on a very intense, sun-drenched coffee high, because I do want to continue discussing this whole expectations versus reality thing in LA. And listen, I know I've done my fair share of smack-talking this city. Sometimes it just gives me joy harmlessly poking fun at people taking pictures in front of the pink walls. Doesn't mean I hate LA because of it. And I know what you may be thinking. Of course I was showing Malibu, one of the nicest areas in not only LA County, but probably the country. Let's compare Hollywood Boulevard and Malibu. Completely polar opposites. Because again, LA is so freaking big that you may visit a few landmarks, decide you hate LA, but you never really get to know it. You might visit the Equinox West Hollywood and be like, why does everyone here look like Barbie and Ken? That's very surface level LA type of stuff. And I know people love to compare this this city to other major cities in the world, such as New York. Admittedly, I love doing that myself, but I kind of get to, I think, right? Because I've lived in both. I like to share my experiences, and just because I may like one or the other or love them both doesn't mean that they both don't offer something different and unique. In New York, you visit there, of course you're probably gonna love it because locals and tourists there intermix a lot more than they do in LA. Because in LA, I'm not like going for a walk down Hollywood Boulevard. Okay, unless I'm doing it for this video. But in New York, I'm probably going to Washington Square Park just to people watch and sit around. And it's probably 50% tourists and 50% locals at any given moment. So there's that sense of community there. In LA, because everything is so spread out, the public transit is kind of inefficient and you really need a car to conveniently enjoy everything the city has to offer. Then yeah, that's why it feels like a big, touristy, crowded suburb. LA might not be the most walkable or dense city, but because of that reason, it has so many distinct and unique neighborhoods and regions that there really is something here for everyone. For example, Silver Lake is a place that has the more grungy, hipster vibe where sometimes you can see mice running around and it's considered chic. Live by the beach in Santa Monica to walk your surfboard down to the ocean. Live in the South Bay for a more localized suburban California charm. Live in downtown LA for a more urban experience. Live in Culver City to be in the middle of it all. Live in West Hollywood to be more in the scene. You know what I mean. And not only that, LA is kind of the key to California in a way, where endless day trips and exploring is at your fingertips. On the weekends, it's easy to not feel trapped, especially when you do have a car. It makes it easy to get out of the city and find somewhere totally new. Who needs Hollywood Walk of Fame? Alright, tourists. But what you get in LA is not just all the superficial aspects to it, unless that's what you want. At least in my experience, inspiration and opportunity. So now, let's take it back to my Malibu sun-drenched high. And contrary to popular belief, LA is not just all this la-di-da, nobody works, everyone's at the beach all the time. Okay, I do consider this kind of work now, alright? LA is still hustle and bustle, but what I love about this type of hustle and bustle is that it's a more creative hustle and bustle. At least from my own personal LA experience, because I don't know what's in the air here, but when I moved here, my creative juices were just flowing. This place just inspires you to go after your own creative endeavors because so many people are doing the same. When I'm in LA, I feel that's when I am my most creative self. So what do we think of LA a year later?
Year 2 is even better than the first. I'm so glad we're still here.
What inspires you the most in LA? Why are you here?
I am here because LA is magical. It's true that you feel like you can do anything here, and I believe that that's true, that you can. My life has grown exponentially in the areas of joy, passion, happiness since moving here.
So I guess what I'm saying is LA is misunderstood simply because it's not easy to understand. I do think I should note though that yes, while LA does inspire you to be creative and a lot of people move here for those reasons and to get their big break, people also burn out fast here because let's be real, LA is expensive. If I moved here to just do YouTube full time, I wouldn't be able to make it. This is more so my side gig and hobby, but if I wasn't getting that corporate dough, I'd be going back to where I came from, even though New York is very expensive as well. Maybe I'm the problem. So really, don't move here without a job. Otherwise, if you really try to learn it and give this city a chance, it can bring you on some of the coolest adventures you may ever get in this lifetime. It's not perfect by any means, but it's totally a choose your own adventure type of place. My LA adventure is probably very different than many people here. I spend my days working remotely, being by the ocean as much as I can, hiking in the sun, finding inspiration from my surroundings and California day trips, and being outside to write new scripts and learn this whole videography thing. And I do that all without needing to be in the Hollywood scene. It may not be a forever place, but it's exactly where I was destined to be right now. I moved here to find an adventure and find myself, and really what I found was so much more. The greatest years of my life so far, meeting lifelong friends, pursuing my creative endeavors while at the same time trying to avoid the superficiality. So I guess all I'm really saying is, Los Angeles, you may have a lot of problems and terrible tourism value, but you've been pretty good to me so far. So yeah, I'll continue poking fun at it, but let's acknowledge that you're not really a terrible place, just misunderstood. Unless you're walking Hollywood Boulevard. Yeah, misunderstood, but not in a good way. See you next time. I'm really living a dream, aren't I?
Why wear sneakers in the ocean though? Do people know how to beach here?